Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Garden Bug Poetry. I hope you've had a good week. As promised, our poem today is Donut Friday number 3. So in this book of poems, so clearly beautiful, all these poems about my kids and different things that happened, like the children at the wedding. One of the sequences, which is a long list of poems that all sort of work together, is a sequence called Donut Friday. And Donut Friday number 3, I think, is a good representation of one of our routines in our house. This is Donut Friday number 3. If we wore shirts with collars on them, they would be caked in chocolate cream and powdered sugar and all of the jelly. We dress down to the donuts level because we know who we are. And besides, staining t-shirts together is the same thing as writing down our history. So when my oldest Isabel, who is behind the camera smiling wryly right now at me, started going to kindergarten, her little brother Thomas was very sad. And so one of the things that we did to help find ways to make him happy and not miss her so much was we started doing Donut Fridays, where every Friday we'd try to go to different places to get donuts. And then we'd take donuts to different people, sometimes all around Columbus. But that was just something that we started doing. We still try to do it occasionally, obviously a little less often right now. Which leads me to the poetry lesson for today. You can make art part of your routine. Now that sounds easy from someone who does this as his job, who writes poetry all the time. But being a creative person and being someone who paints all the time or writes poems all the time or likes to write stories or build things is something that you can make as part of your routine. Maybe it's something you do every weekend. Everyone's got school and different things that you need to do, or basketball or soccer or any of those things, dance, ballet, gymnastics. There's a smile behind the camera. But art always feels special, especially when we experience it, when we go see the Nutcracker, when we hear a beautiful song, when we read a great poem. Art feels special. It does. But as someone who's writing poems, as someone who's making up songs or building buildings out of Legos, or whatever it is you're doing where you're expressing yourself creatively, art can be routine. It can be something that is just a part of your life that makes it happier and better. Right? It always feels special to me, but because it's part of my routine, I feel special more often. Right? So that's our lesson for today. In terms of our writing prompts, for the younger kids, the writing prompt is to write a poem about something in your life that you love to do. Right? What is a part of your day-to-day, week-to-week life that you love so much that you'd like to remember it in a poem? And for the older kids, write a poem where you're remembering what your favorite routine when you were a kid, like super young. When you were 3, what did you love to do? Was it knocking down towers? Was it eating all the mac and cheese and putting the ball on your head? Whatever it might be. Think back to when you're one of the younger kids and what was one of your favorite routines. Because that's one of the ways we remember our history, just like in the poem where we're talking about getting caked in sugar and getting covered in the fun that we have together. Writing poems, spilling sugar on ourselves, making paintings, all those things, it's one of the ways we remember our history, and it's one of the ways we remember the really great parts of being alive. So take some time, younger kids, older kids, write a poem with that as the prompt and send them in. We'll make sure that we read it on next Friday's video. Actually, when we come back, Isabel is going to sit down in my chair here, and she is going to read one of the poems that was sent in. We'll be right back.
Poem by Olive in 6th grade from Columbus. I see hills of green and a cloudy sky. It's very cold. I can feel it in my warm house. Lots of cars whizzing by. Many houses up and down the streets. All the beautiful trees starting to bloom. The birds are zooming by. When I stop squinting my eyes, I see the sky and the sun. I am bored a ton. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sending in your poem. Everyone else, feel free to send them in. If we get multiple poems, we'll do our best to fit them into next Friday's video. So have a great weekend. We'll be back next Friday with more of these as school gets pushed back more and more. We'll do them until actual summer starts. So I hope wherever you are, I hope it's a beautiful day. Hope you're staying healthy. I hope you're staying ornery, and we will be back again next Friday with another video from Garden Bug Poetry. Thank you.